Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with this second layout using the May Hip Kit. And this one took me an hour and 20 minutes to complete. Not a quick layout, and I think sometimes it's until you get to know all the products and stuff, it's kind of slow going. I'm trying to look at the stuff going, do I want to use this? So both these sheets of pattern papers are from Dear Lizzie. And then I had also taken a craft piece of cardstock, but I don't end up using. I'm going to first, I love that white and black polka dot. I know that I'm going to be using both sheets and not bother with the other side. The other side is typewriters anyway, so I don't know what I would use that for. But the polka dots, absolutely love it. And I think I want to use them both as backgrounds. And so I used some clear gesso and I just kind of put it all over the place because I have really no idea what I'm going to do at this point. Most of the times, 99.8% of the time, I have no idea. I just throw some products together, and I mean the products are limited because I just use whatever's in the kit. Sometimes I'll add, some mixed media stuff that maybe came from a previous kit or something like that. And I usually have my gesso really quick nearby, and then also some modeling paste, and this is actually some heavy gel just to kind of switch it up a little bit. So I put the whole gesso, put it full of gesso, and now I'm using a template that we got last month, I believe, or 2 months ago, March, and it is a Dilutions template. And it's called Bubbles, and it's 5x8, and I absolutely love that template. It's so versatile and I can use it over and over again. So basically I just used it in vertically, and I just kind of moved the template and moved it over and covered the whole background, basically 8 inches wide, right? Because it's 5x8, and I just figured it's going to make a nice background for my whole layout. Now I'm going to use some cleaner, and first of all I used the wrong thing. This is to actually clean my mat, and it was right sticky, and I'm like, what is wrong? It's not cleaning it. And then I looked at it and it was totally the wrong product. So I've gone to look for some stamping mist, like to clean your stamps, and that works a whole lot better. Now I like to use that stuff because it does two things. It cleans off my template, and then it also cleans my mat because I can't stand a dirty mat. I wash it every day. Every time I'm done a layout, I wash my mat. I take baby wipes and I clean it. So if I can wash it while I do my layout, I'm okay with that. So this heavy gel, or whatever it's called, heavy gel, yep, gel medium, it takes a bit of time to dry, so I kind of put it to the side, and while it's drying I'm going to cut down my photos. And again, this is a recent photo. This was the first weekend of June. We had Mason for the weekend, and it just happened that we got him on Friday, and on Saturday they were doing a kind of show and tell at my son's school, or maybe not a show and tell, but it was so we could go visit his new school because they have a brand new school. They just moved in February, and it is beautiful. So that morning they were doing a pancake breakfast and sausage, and it was like $20 for a whole family. And the week before we had driven Josh to school, and Mason was here, and he was like, when we dropped Josh to school, he was like, I get out, I go see Josh's school. And we're like, no, we can't, buddy, So when he came the weekend after and we knew that we could go visit the school, we were going to go anyway, but it was just perfect timing. We knew that we had to take him. So we went for breakfast to the school, and after breakfast, it was beautiful outside. It was like 22 degrees, and that's Celsius. And for us in May, that's really nice. So we said, okay, let's go to the zoo. So then I called my second daughter and I said, are you working today? And she said, no. I said, well, we have Mason and we're going to the zoo. Do you guys want to come? And so they came too. So the night before, while we were having supper, while I was giving Mason his bath or whatever the case may be, I like to tell him about stuff that we're going to do, and then it just kind of gets him used to, what nighttime is, and then the next day, and that kind of stuff. And he's actually really good at that, at knowing what is. And so I told him, I said, we're going to go to Josh's school, and then after that, we're going to go to the zoo. And he was kind of looking at me with a blank face because I don't think he really knew what the zoo was. So we looked online, and I kind of showed him, the animals and stuff. And I said, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. And he thought that was so funny. So the rest of the day, I kept saying, Mason, where are we going to tomorrow? And of course, he had to put his spin on it. So the rest of the day on Friday, when I'd say, so where are we going tomorrow? So of course, the first thing he would say was say Josh's school. And I said, because he couldn't wait to go to Josh's school. And then I said, okay. And after that, he'd say, at the zoo. And I said, and what's at the zoo? And then he'd go, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. With that kind of voice. And every time, for some reason, he had to do that voice, like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. And I thought that was so cute. And I knew that Katie, our second daughter, would get a total kick from that, because when she was about his age, her favorite movie of all times was The Wizard of Oz. Like, that kid would make me put that movie on all the time. And this was the day of the VCR, that you had to rewind it. And then she would get upset because it would take forever to rewind. But the kid would know the movie. Like, she wasn't even looking at it, and she would know, like, when Dorothy hits the Tin Man on the legs, well, she'd have her back to the TV, and she'd be hitting her, by her feet and then up. And anyway, so I knew that she would be tickled pink that Mason was going to, sing it that way. So the next day we went to the zoo, and so as soon as Katie was there, I said, Mason, where are we? So he did that for her, and she thought that was so cute. So anyway, back to the layout. I had printed my photo with my Canon selfie, and this time I didn't use my PicFrame app because these pictures were taken with my regular DSLR. So then there's a slot on your Canon selfie that you can put your SD card in. So I put my SD card. I chose 4 photos, and if you want to know how to use your Canon selfie, I have quite a few videos. I think I have 3 under the how to, and just look under there on my playlist, and I kind of show you, how to work the Canon selfie. And so I chose the option to print 4 of them, and they're kind of small, but I printed lions, and the tigers are, we had 2 tigers, and they passed away, and they have 2 more, but they're building them a new habitat, so they were too far for us to take a picture. So I just took a picture of the grave of one of the tigers that passed away, and then bears, and then I took a picture of Mason with a little goat or something. So for lions and tigers and bears, and then I mounted that on the blue and white star paper, and then I used that Dear Lizzie pattern paper, and then I used a 6x6 pattern paper that was the wood grain, and then I mounted it again on the star paper. And then by this time the medium or the heavy gel is dried, so I took some packaging with the distress ink. I added some water, added it pretty much all over the layout. Now I'm taking the Amy Tangerine templates, and I'm going to add some yellow. And this one I decided to keep it 2 colors, blue and yellow. So just a little bit of some blue and a little bit of yellow. And that's going to be my background. And I'm going to use sort of a leftover of that star pattern paper. Oh, and then I also used that gray pattern paper, which is the other side of the Dear Lizzie. The one that's sort of a big chevron, and the B side is gray with white triangles, and I'm going to use it as a horizontal element on this layout. So I'm just using the paint dauber that came in the color add-on, and I'm adding some color. And then while that dries, again, I'm going to clean my templates right away. Whenever you add any kind of mediums to your templates, whether it's gesso or modeling paste or paint or anything like that, you're better off to take the 20 seconds it takes to clean it right away, and it cleans off really easy, than to leave it there even till the end of that you finish your layout, because then everything turns into cement and it's so hard to get it off. There's one time I was kind of lazy and I didn't do it, and I had modeling paste on my Stampin' Block. It literally took me 15 to 20 minutes to get that stuff off, when I could have just wiped it off with a baby wipe, and it would have taken me 10-15 seconds and I would have been done. So never again. Now I just clean it off right away, even though I don't feel like it. So what I did with the pictures is I put one on top of the other, so it looks like a little film strip, and then I built my layers on top of that, and I added some vellum too. And now I'm looking at those stickers that I love so much, and I'm just going to use I think I might spell it all out with those stickers, but I end up wanting to use the foam thickers, the black ones, and I'm going to spell out lions, tigers, and bears. And then the oh my I will do with those colorful thickers that came in one of the, I think it was the embellishment add-on. And then I'm just putting it on wax paper just so that it's easier to move around, because I wasn't really sure where I was going to put the title. One of the main reasons the reason I put the gray pattern paper sort of horizontally was so that it kind of created a shelf, and then I was going to be able to butt the title right up against it. And then I think the oh my with the rainbow color would have kind of got lost on the background. Like the black letters really show up quite well, but the oh my would have kind of faded away into the background. So by putting that gray paper there, it kind of helped with that so that my title could stick out. And now I'm looking for some Amy Tangerine, those round labels or tags, round tags. And I'm going to end up using one of them, and it's sort of a striped gray and black, and it's got a gold tone around it. And then I'm going to outline all the pattern papers, and you can see it a little bit, but I don't know, I just felt like doing it, I guess. It doesn't kind of, show up right in your face, but you can still see it. I think you can see it more on the gray pattern paper, and that's the reason I wanted to do it mostly, was for that gray pattern paper. Now the branding strip for that star pattern paper, it had on the side, or on the branding strip, it's from Chicken Nitty. It had the words, today was a perfect day, today was a perfect day, today was a perfect day. And I'm going to end up using most of it on this layout. I'm going to put it, so I'm trying to see where should I put it? Should I put it, with that gray pattern paper? Should I put it on the side? There was a little bit of that pattern paper left to the bottom, so I cut that off, and then I'm going to cut it down to size so it fits right beside that pattern paper, and that's where that's going to live. Now, one of the cut apart sheets, I think it was also Chicken Nitty, and the back side was all kinds of strips, and there was sentences on it. Actually, I think it was pink paisley, because the exact same sheet was in the smaller version, and I cut that apart too. And so I'm going to use quite a few sentences or phrases on this one here. It just says, just taken in a lazy day, and I'm going to put it right underneath. I took a picture of like a male lion and a female. They were just kind of laying around. And then I put, the other one says, check this out. And I put it next to the bear. And then the other one says, enjoying this moment. And then another one said, yippee. And he had so much fun at the zoo. He just had a blast. So the next few layouts, I get like that whenever we go out and we take a bunch of photos, and it was fun. I like to scrap recent photos. So for the next few layouts, you'll probably see a few layouts using recent photos like in the last week, and I like that. I like to be able to do that. Now, my first day off, what I did too is I went to my local photo developing place, and the day that I went, it just happened that the picture, like to get pictures developed, it was on sale and it was ending that day. So I was so happy that I went. So I got 200 pictures developed. So I'm going to be getting them probably by the weekend. And so next time I have some time off, I'll have a ton of new pictures. And like I said, I like using my Canon selfie whenever I just want to, one picture here or there, or I like it a lot for my project life, because that, you want to sift through your month and just print out what you need for that week or that month, and then you're done. But something like, we had gone to his school and I had taken pictures around the house of Mason and also the zoo. I had 200 pictures. Well, that would cost $104 to print it all with my Canon selfie. I went to my local photo developing place and it cost me $20. So I don't mind getting a ton like that. And then if I want to complement, let's say, a layout that I want a 4x6 and then I want another picture that has smaller pictures next to it, then I'll just print that with my Canon selfie. So it can be economic that way, if you just want to print a photo here and there. But I would never print 200 photos with my Canon selfie. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But as far as, money wise, it just makes more sense to take it, especially when it's on sale. And now I'm just going to finish off putting some, a few little embellishments. There was little sort of triangles in 2 tones of blue, so I'm going to put a couple of those across the layout. Also, there was a little epoxy sticker from Chicken Nitty that says love, and I'm going to put that on the tag. There was a 6x6 pattern paper pad, the one that's sitting right there from Pink Paisley, the Citrus Bliss. It's all little tickets, so I cut out a few of the navy ones, and then because you have to pay to get into the zoo, and then from Pink Paisley again, there's 2 corner things. And I'm going to put it at the bottom left and the top right of the picture. And then I took a wood veneer that came in one of the kits, and it says, "You are so sweet." And that's going to pretty much finish off this layout. Like I said, by all means, it wasn't quick, but I do watch some shows when I'm scrapbooking, and I'm not, like, if this is times 4 and I'm not going very fast at all. So a lot of times I stop and I watch whatever I'm watching, and I'm doing that to relax. So on my days off, if I get 2 layouts done in a day, I think that's a very successful day, because we have other stuff that we got to do around the house too. So if I get 2 done and they take me about an hour each, that leaves me with tons of time to do other stuff. And then, I still have to do the voiceovers and stuff, but it's just fun to get all these layouts pumped out, Now I got to spend a little bit more time and to finish off the journaling and get these into albums. I was out of albums and I was out of page protectors, but I've since bought albums and page protectors about a couple months ago, and now I got to start journaling. And if you watched a video a couple days ago, 2-3 days ago, I talked about I'm thinking about revisiting, taking my layout out where I kind of listed all my goals for the year and kind of see where I'm at with those goals. what do I need to pat myself on the back for getting done? And what do I need to kick myself in the butt and say, okay, now work on that and get that done? Because I'm sure, and I know it was only 6 months ago. I remember a few things like, getting 180 pages done this year, getting on the treadmill and all that stuff. But there's a lot of stuff I'm sure I'm forgetting. So it'll be good for me to revisit my goals for the year. And I think I'm going to do a small little video and talk about where I'm at with my goals and what I need to get going on. So anyway, here are a few close-ups of all the embellishment clusters, and that's it. This page is done. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and have yourselves a great week. Bye.